Hello and welcome to this week's weekly guidance video. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Bowen and I am a Mind Body Spirit author of some reading cards that are based on my Aboriginal spirituality. I have a deck called the Dreamtime Reading Cards, and this is the one I'm using today, the Saltwater Reading Cards. This was released February this year and is available from most bookstores and specialty shops. And what I'm hoping to do today is just give you a little insight into what kind of energies might be around this week, some situations that you might find yourself in, and how it would be best to deal with those. So here is the deck. Here we go. I'm shuffling. Nothing's falling out, so I'm going to have to draw them today. So we have card 1, card 2, and card 3. Now all of these cards kind of go together very, very interestingly. So I'll start with the first one. This is the lionfish, and his message is all about individuality. Okay, in the ocean, some of the sea creatures like to use camouflage, or they like to hide in structures or behind things in order to not be noticed and able to protect themselves from others. The lionfish has a very different approach. He sticks out. He sticks out with so much individuality that you cannot possibly miss him. In that, he has spikes to protect himself if someone got too close, but really his colors, his persona, and the fact that he's just so out there is already a bit of a warning sign to other creatures that he's someone who shouldn't be approached. Its meaning for us is you might need to be quite strong and comfortable in your individuality this week. Trying to hide or to diminish yourself is not going to work for you at all this week. You really need to be strong and confident in who you are, and don't be afraid to be different. Don't be afraid to rock the boat. Don't be afraid to be authentically you. And there's really so many gifts in that for us. There is times when, blending into the shadows or kind of falling back or diminishing ourselves can be a good means of protecting ourselves, but this week isn't one of those weeks. This week you're going to be kind of in the spotlight almost. You're going to be seen for who you are, and you're going to need to be very confident about who you are, and very authentic in the way you interact with others. The two cards that have come up with that kind of reinforce this for me, because we have friendships and appearances. Okay, and appearances, the dugong, is all about things not necessarily being exactly what it is that we see. Dugongs have quite a long association with mermaids. They also are known as kind of like the mermaids of the sea. They look a little different than what you expect, and there's something very magical about their appearances. They're very different from any other animals in the ocean. They have really, really distinctive heads and noses and faces, and they're such a beautifully gentle creature who actually looks quite intimidating and scary, but they're so gentle and they're so soft, and there's a very feminine quality about them as well. And their message is literally just the way something appears doesn't necessarily tell the whole story about it. So when you put that with the lionfish, what we're kind of getting here is, and friendship card, is that you're going to have to show more of your true self in the way you interact with other people. Okay, there'll be relationships or friendships that you will have to show exactly who you are, and you might be a little taken aback by people who perhaps see a physical outward persona and assume that that's all there is to you. You might have a few occasions this week where people are like, oh, I would never have thought you would do that, or those kind of things where people are assuming a lot of things about you based on your appearance. If that's the case, then just don't get frustrated, don't get upset. Just share more of exactly who it is you are, and know that how we dress ourselves, how we appear to others, does often give them some kind of, that they will make assumptions about us based on our appearances. I'm not saying that's a good thing, but it's something that honestly does happen. I know for myself, I'm quite gothic. For the majority of my life, I've worn very gothic clothing, and I've had a lot of people tell me that I look very scary over the years, and yet I'm very happy and carefree, and I laugh a lot, and I'm actually quite timid person. So being told that I look confronting and quite scary has often kind of made me laugh. But then if I look at myself in the mirror and I don't, at the way I project myself, I guess there is an element of trying to look quite tough and a little bit scary there, because I know that I am kind of soft and squishy on the inside. So this month you might be really, you might find it quite confronting to be seen by others. You're kind of going to have a whole better understanding of how others see you, what assumptions they've made about you, how other people are imagining you are underneath the persona that you put forward. So my advice for you this week would just be to be yourself, to dress in ways that make you happy and comfortable. You may find yourself using your outward appearance as a form of protection. You might find yourself dressing to look intimidating and scary, if that's what you need to do to get through situations that you find difficult or confronting. But know that the person you are on the inside is only a part of the person that you project on the outside. So still continue to share who you are in your interactions and your friendships with others. Don't be intimidated by appearance, and understand that just as you can use it as a kind of form of defense, so can other people. I hope you have a really good week, and I look forward to talking to you next week. Bye.